know what you want?
In 2013, a British period crime drama called Peaky Blinders premiered and took the world by storm. Fans have been obsessed with the show created by British screenwriter and producer Stephen Knight ever since.
It's come as a consequence of fans loving it.
Which is about to hit its 6th and final season. While Peaky Blinders might be fun to watch, it's very difficult to make such an accurate period crime drama. As a result, there are rules and regulations the cast and crew must follow in order to keep things running smoothly on set. In today's video, we're going to be telling you all about the strict rules the cast of Peaky Blinders has to follow. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss this list. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of the new videos we post. Number 1. Changing appearances. The first rule the cast of Peaky Blinders must follow is that they are required to change their appearance based on their character. That's right, the cast of the show is expected to have period-appropriate haircuts and facial hair during the time of filming.
Yeah, as an audience, you kind of go, that is a very, very strong haircut. I'm loving that.
Considering the first season of the show takes place in 1919, some of those styles might not be exactly to the actor's taste. However, it doesn't matter whether or not the actor likes the haircut personally, just that it looks historically accurate and matches their character on the show. In fact, one of the star actors of the show, Cillian Murphy, has made it abundantly clear that he isn't a fan of the haircut he's required to get for filming. Since the show has become popular, the haircut of Murphy's character, Tommy Shelby, has become well known as the Peaky cut. It's become a trend in recent years, and many fashionable young men are known to wear the style. When asked about the hairstyle in an interview, Murphy said, "I've gotten more tolerant of the haircut over the years, and bizarrely it's become a desirable cut among the fashionistas, which is staggering to me. It's one more sign of how the show has infiltrated the mainstream culture." What do you guys think? Is Cillian Murphy's haircut as Tommy Shelby outdated or on trend? Number 2. The Birmingham accent. The next rule we'll be talking about today revolves around the characters' accents. In order to be on the show, all of the actors must be able to do a convincing Birmingham accent, otherwise known as the Brummie accent.
Nevertheless, John, despite the bad blood, I'll have none of it on my carpet. Now, for Grace's sake, nothing will go wrong.
In fact, it's rumored that a lot of big-name actors were turned away from the show after they couldn't do a convincing enough Brummie accent in their audition. Crazy, right? Even still, when the show first came out, a lot of viewers criticized the cast's accents for not being accurate enough. Originally, the showrunner Stephen Knight was quoted as saying that the accents weren't the most important aspect of the show for him. Performance comes first. There's nothing worse than restricting an actor because they're thinking too much about getting an accent right, the Peaky Blinders executive said. However, as the show went on, the show's directors and producers have become much more serious about getting the accents right. Lead actor Cillian Murphy, who plays Tommy Shelby on the show, has spoken many times about the difficulties in getting the accent right. "I'm never sure if I'll get the accent back right, because you can't ever think, I'll snap back into that, because it's a big old leap for me, because he's not very much like me in any way. You just have to put in the hours and put in the effort. You spend a lot of time talking to the director and the writer and figuring out how the new series is going to go," the Irish actor said. Number 3. Workout routine. Next up, we're going to be talking about the diet and workout regimens required to be on Peaky Blinders. For some of the actors, they have to follow a strict regime to keep their bodies in tip-top shape for the show. In the case of Peaky Blinders, some of the cast already had a similar physique to their characters, so they just have to maintain the same weight throughout the duration of filming. For Cillian Murphy, he had to make some changes to get his body in tip-top condition for the role of Tommy Shelby. Murphy was a vegetarian for 15 years prior to being cast on Peaky Blinders, but he decided to add meat to his diet to bulk up for his role. "I was vegetarian for about 15 years, but it was never a moral decision. It was more that I was worried about getting mad cow disease. For the first series of Peaky Blinders, they were anxious that I shouldn't look like a skinny Irish fella, and my trainer recommended meat," the actor said when he was asked about his diet in an interview. Murphy says that he spends a lot of time preparing for his role in the weeks leading up to the filming of each season. When asked how long it takes him to get back into the physique of Tommy Shelby, Cillian Murphy said, "It takes a good 6 to 8 weeks to limber up into him, eating protein, going to the gym, and just getting into the headspace again." While it must be awesome to be on a show like Peaky Blinders, it also seems like a lot of work. Number 4. Method acting. The next on-set rule we're going to tell you about today is method acting. Method acting is a type of acting where the cast does not break character when the director yells cut. Instead, the actors fully inhabit their characters and behave like them all day, from the time they arrive on set in the morning to the time they wrap up for the night.
"If you ain't gonna be there, you're gonna have to tell us something. Not Michael, no."
No, not Michael, no. Because Michael deals with legitimate business.
Quickly, I've got to just tell you this story because it's God's honest truth.
No different. Only about 4'5", leave it out.
On the set of Peaky Blinders, the majority of the cast uses method acting techniques. While this intense dedication to their craft is impressive and produces great results, it can make the on-set experience of filming the show a little tiring. Many members of the cast and crew have commented on the strict, intense environment on the set of the show. Alexander Siddig, who plays Reuben Oliver in the show's third season, said that his on-set experience was not fun and full-on. They're lovely people, obviously, but they're in their characters, the actor said. Cillian Murphy also has talked about the difficulties of filming the show and the approach he has for method acting. Part of acting in film and television is that you have to go from sitting around in a trailer twiddling your thumbs, doing the crossword or whatever, to bang, being in it. So if you're coming from a standstill, it doesn't work, Murphy said. I'm not walking around talking like Tommy all the time, but you have to be there or thereabouts. I'm not all there when I'm filming. And in terms of life when we're filming, I don't socialize. I just go home, learn the lines, and go to bed. Number 5. No nicotine allowed. If you've watched Peaky Blinders, you'd know that the show's characters love their cigarettes. In fact, cigarettes are particularly important for the acting process as well. Cillian Murphy has talked about the way he uses cigarettes on set to improve his acting and get into character. I remember seeing The Long Goodbye with Elliot Gould, and he just constantly has his cigarettes. And even though he's got this facade of cool, you clearly see that the cigarette is indicating some deeper level of stress. I tried to steal it for Tommy, I suppose, the actor said in an interview. Murphy's character Tommy Shelby is rarely seen without a cigarette in his mouth, and the habit takes quite the toll on Murphy during filming. It's been revealed that for each season of Peaky Blinders, the cast went through approximately 5,000 cigarettes. While playing Tommy Shelby, Cillian Murphy goes through about 1,000 cigarettes just by himself. Isn't that crazy? If you're worried about the actor's lungs, it's not what you think. In fact, there's no nicotine allowed on set. When asked about the type of cigarettes they use on set, actress Helen McCrory said they use herbal tobacco, which has no nicotine and tastes horrible. They're the same type they smoke in theater productions. To further protect their lungs from smoking so many herbal cigarettes, the actors also try not to inhale when they're pretending to smoke for a scene. It sounds like this part of filming must be pretty exhausting for the actors. Number 6. Practice, practice, practice. Last but not least, we're going to be talking about the number 1 rule that the cast of Peaky Blinders must follow. They have to practice. Because Peaky Blinders is a period drama, the actors must take many extra steps to research their characters and the era they come from. Cillian Murphy's character Tommy Shelby rides a horse bareback on the show, so Murphy had to learn how to ride a horse in the months leading up to the role. Because showrunner Stephen Knight's brother is part of the traveler community, he took Murphy to meet him and learn how to ride a horse. I took Cillian up to my brother, who took on the family trade and did the horse fairs and other things. He's very well connected with a lot of people who are quite reputable in the traveler community, the show's creator said. When he and Murphy arrived, the horseback riding instructor wasn't what they expected. There was this 12-year-old kid who was teaching Cillian how to ride, and Cillian was riding around, Knight explained. In addition to having to learn special skills for their roles, the actors on Peaky Blinders are expected to rehearse their lines well and not waste time on set. Of course, this is expected with every acting job, but it's especially important on Peaky Blinders because of budget cuts. Throughout filming, the show experienced several budget cuts that led to a tighter schedule and longer filming days. Because time on set is so expensive and precious, actors have to make sure they're not wasting any time and must learn all of their lines ahead of time. Sounds pretty intense, doesn't it? And with that, we wrap up today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.